share a story, something that happened, and I'm going to ask for your help here. I am clearly very emotional, and so for many of you who've seen the Domino Revival movie, you remember there's a scene where I pull two boys up on stage and they're preaching the gospel, and it was a powerful moment. One of the boys' name was Caleb, and Caleb was riding his bike with his little brother and a friend, and Caleb was actually struck by a truck, and so devastating, but the impact was very severe. And Caleb ended up pinned underneath the truck. The firefighters had to lift the truck to actually rescue him. And then he was airlifted to Chicago in critical condition. And so we're going to be praying here in a few moments. But I think for me, what's so sad, just knowing the story of their family, and it's a good family from one of my church locations, V1 Church. But Caleb's already undergone brain surgery, and he's going to need like extensive medical treatment, including skin grafts. I have a 10-year-old daughter, and so he's
Okay, today's date is June 21st, 2024. I'm going to read to you from a section online now, published 2019. It was inspired by texting and driving and different things that I had seen since 2003. The Lord really started having me with the name Online Now in 2007, and I kind of put it off to the back burner. And then in 2016, October 26, 2016, the Lord told me I needed to write this book. He said, I need you to write this book, once and for all, or you're going to die. So the fear of the Lord came into me when this book was just sitting there all these years. This is inspired actually by a true story that happened in my life. Somebody I knew tragically lost her son. He was age 9. This happened actually October 26, 2003. And I was one of the first people at the scene to see his body. I was there before his mother was even there. So that's really what planted the seed. And I wanted to read this to you because this book was also inspired by events that happened into my life. So I'll read you a part of this, and it has something to do with today as a message for a pastor evangelist in New York City. And I hope this reaches out. Online Now, chapter 21, page 163. And to just kind of give you a little rundown. So the brothers and a couple friends, so Benjamin and Camden. Camden is 9 years old in the book, and Benjamin is his brother. And Camden and Benjamin and a couple friends they have just left a Pokemon comic book festival in this book, and they are walking on their way home. And this is where I'm going to start pertaining to the texting and driving. Online Now, chapter 21, page 63. There are food and beverage vending trucks parked outside. They walk over and get a bottle of soda each, walking home discussing their favorite parts of the Pokemon Comic Festival. The four walk on a short distance, then come to a four-way stop sign. Camden, thirsty, stops long enough to take a drink. Benjamin and Venom are holding hands while continuing to walk across the street. Viper is next to her brother, and Camden leaves behind, sucking up his can of soda. Camden tightens up the bottle cap, then runs after his brother and the twins, feeling left out and far behind. a driver of a brand new white Chevy Suburban flies through a residential stop sign. With an accelerating speed of 40 miles per hour, he strikes Camden at a crosswalk, flipping his body over the large SUV. The man in the SUV hears the loud thump and drops his phone into his lap, slamming his brakes and looking around to see what he hit. Tires screeching right past Benjamin and Venom and Viper. The driver of the Suburban looks into the rearview mirror and shouts, "Shit! Why, God?" He covers his face in his hands and is frightened. He stays inside the SUV and doesn't dare get out to see the damage. The man panics in his seat, trying to deal with the emergency number, or trying to dial the emergency number. 8-year-old questions. How the hell did this happen? It was when... So I'm going to stop it right there and just let y'all know that Online Now was inspired in 2003 when a little boy that I personally knew was hit and killed by an SUV who was texting and driving. And today there was an incident that happened that sounds very similar, and the Lord wanted me to share that because I've seen other events today regarding Online Now, and it may be the season for people to see this, because although things that are happening in people's personal life may just be a coincidence to them, for me, I'm seeing all kinds of direction that the Lord is about to do something. And it would be very beneficial for people to actually see this book. So, I'm Shyla.
I want to share a story, something that happened, and I'm going to ask for your help here. I am clearly very emotional, and so for many of you who've seen the Domino Revival movie, you remember there's a scene where I pull two boys up on stage and they're preaching the gospel, and it was a powerful moment. One of the boys' name was Caleb, and Caleb was riding his bike with his little brother and a friend, and Caleb was actually struck by a truck, and so devastating, but the impact was very severe, and Caleb ended up pinned underneath the truck. The firefighters had to lift the truck to actually rescue him, and then he was airlifted to Chicago in critical condition. And so we're going to be praying here in a few moments, but I think